So the countdown to this year's World Cup is well and truly on as 32 nations combine to create the greatest sporting spectacular on the bloody planet. But in this video, I'm going to try and answer you one simple question. Can Croatia win this year's World Cup? That's right, folks, back once again with another World Cup summary video. That's right, where we're going to try and answer one simple question. Can this nation actually go out and win the World Cup out in Qatar? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things World Cup related, Blabbing Rovers related, world football itself related. We got it all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, the countdown is well and truly on, with the tournament set to kick off in November 2022, of course. But what's going to happen this coming World Cup? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. And if you are interested in helping out the channel in another way, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Patreon, and of course there's a Discord in there. So get in amongst it and let's get chatting. Here we go, folks. Take a look at, of course, the runners-up from last year World Cup over in Russia. It is Croatia, that's right, of course, coming at you in this year's World Cup. They qualified as Group H winners in a group was a very Eastern European-ish kind of group with the likes of Malta, Cyprus, Slovenia, Slovakia, and of course Russia, and ousting Russia by just 1 point. Of course, Croatia progressed as group winners. Russia went through the playoffs, but of course were later removed. I'm just curious to know what would have happened if Russia came out on top. What would have happened? Would Croatia been given a spot, or just that's a scenario that, of course, fortunately for us, we don't have to explore. But Croatia came through, just 1 defeat to them, and of course riding on the fumes of the old guard. The old guard are still there. The old guard that made the final last time around. The key components are there. This is their 6th tournament for Croatia. 2018 was their last. 3 tournaments in succession, with of course their best in 2018. They made the semi-finals before. I think that was out in South Korea. Correct me if I'm wrong, or it might have been before that. But they ousted that. They eliminated that and made the final last time around. Can they go again? Do it one more time? Zlatko Dalic is the man pulling the string. The VIP is of course Real Madrid sensation in midfield, Luka Modric. He's still got it. Yeah, of course. That talent is not earned. You're born with it, of course. And Modric has still got that skills and can pick a pass out for those crucial members moving forward. The attackers, again, Croatia are a team to avoid in that knockout stages. There are teams like this. Switzerland are another one. Croatia are another one. Maybe Serbia are another team as well. Teams you just don't want. Poland as well. That could actually cause some problems. If you pay your Brazils, your Argentines, your Germanys, your Spains, your Englands do not want Croatia in the round of 16, of course. But let's take a look at a group then, shall we? Because they are in Group F, a group that should be plain and simple a piece of piss for Croatia. No disrespect to the other nations, and realistically they have a good shot to actually win this group. And if they are to win this group, they might land themselves a fortunate bracket once again, just like they got in Russia. Of course, let's turn back the clock to Russia, where of course themselves and England were in that favourable bracket, and of course a lot of the big boys were in the other. They were stacked heavy. I think Belgium were in the other half as well, so they were unfortunate in that. And of course Croatia were riding. They were riding a crest of a wave, and of course they were so close to becoming world champions, which would have been an absolute monumental achievement for this nation, of course. But they are paired up against Belgium, again a fancy, highly tipped, highly organised unit, but yeah, maybe some concerns perhaps from the dugout. They're joined by returning Canada, of course. I've been at the tournament for a long time, and of course Morocco, a familiar Africa representative, of course, that make it up Group F. And now Croatia will kick off their tournament against Morocco. That's on match number 1 on the 23rd of November. Then they'll take on Canada, of course, on match day number 2, November 27th, and they'll wrap it up against, of course, a juggernaut encounter against Belgium. That'll be on, of course, December the 1st. And of course, for me, the key match for Croatia in the must-not-lose game is Canada. Why is it Canada? Well, I'll tell you all about it right here and now. So Croatia kick us off against Morocco. They're anticipated to win that game, but if all honestly, let's just say the worst come scenario for me, I see a draw in that game. I'm just saying the worst case scenario. I do think Croatia will come through this group, whether our runners up or winners, I don't know. That's to be had. But I do anticipate, perhaps let's create a scenario where they draw the game against Morocco. They must then beat Canada. No questions asked. They cannot afford to not win that game. So that is why I'm putting so much pressure on Croatia to take care of the business against the Canadians. The Canadians are going to come here footloose and fancy free. They're not expected to do well. They're prepping themselves for their own World Cup in 2026. The third match, of course, is against Belgium, where, of course, that's your last chance saloon. You lose the game against Canada, and you're going to go up against a juggernaut, a team that's bursting with a generational talent of Belgium. You don't want to go into that game with your hopes resting on a result there. So that is why the most important game for Croatia is the Canadian one, the second game. You can afford to maybe have one slip up in this group stage. And for me, the slip up could be Morocco. It might be all eyes on this match number one, maybe a bit of match number one nerves, or maybe Morocco raise their game a little bit and cause some problems. So let's just plan for the worst, and the worst would be a draw in the opening day, which would then put a heck of a lot of focus on the second game. So, but realistically, let's take a look at the odds then. They are 7-4 to qualify. They are favoured, of course, doing very well. And again, I do think they will qualify. And of course, 50-1 to lift the trophy, to go one step further and win it at the end of the tournament in December. So, Len, I think I'm ready.
Can they win the World Cup?
Can they win the World Cup? Of course they can. They've definitely got the tools in the locker. I do think they're the team to avoid in the next round. They've got the experience. They've got the know-how. They've got the talent. They've got the manager as well. I think I don't want to put them in a bracket where they're serious contenders for this, but I do think, whether you're England, whether you're Brazil, Argentina, France, whoever, you don't want to land these guys in the next round. I think they've got the players, they've got the ability, they've got the know-how. They will come into this. If they get into the knockout stage, which I do anticipate they will cause problems. They might get knocked out right and early in the round of 16, but they might even do a repeat and get to the quarterfinals and semi-finals and beyond. So yes, can they win the World Cup? Yes.
Will they win the World Cup?
But will they win the World Cup? That's the age-old question. Will they win the World Cup? I can only put my faith behind one team, one nation in this year's World Cup. Is it Croatia? Can they do it? I don't think so. I think the age will be a factor in a lot of these people. When you do look at some of the other squads out there, the French, the Brazilians, the Argentinians, maybe not so much the Argentinians, the English, of course, they've got a much younger squad who are building. They're prepping themselves for a bit of long-lasting domination in world football. Croatia, this is the last chance saloon for about 6 or 7 of these players in the 26. So it's can they repeat the dizzy heights of 2018? I don't think so, but I think they will get to at least the last 16. But I'm going to put my money on a Croatia to make at least quarterfinals in 2022 Qatar. So there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. A short, sharp take on this nation's chances out in Qatar 2022. What do you expect this country will do in this year's tournament? Do you think they'll get out of the group stages, or do you think they'll go deep into the competition itself? Let me know your opinion down below. And of course, we'll look forward to non-stop coverage right here at Blackburn Overseas. We're going to have, of course, predictions, previews, reviews, reactions, and of course, reactions from real fans themselves, of course. So that's all to look forward to this year out in Qatar 2022. So make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and smash the little bell, boys and girls, as we look forward to a fantastic winter, or at least late 2022 of world football. Let me know your thoughts and opinions again about this nation, and of course the tournament itself in the comment section. But until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next one.